noise, the same old bag of notes. Wouldn't you like something new to rock out with? This is it.
There's something wrong with us. Something very, very wrong with us.
Hello? Hello? Anybody home? Huh?
This is your opinion?
It's a fact.
Buffy, do you know what this is?
A 1970 Oldsmobile 442 with a 455 cubic inch engine, radial tires, and bucket seats.
I'm impressed.
Launch control, this is Houston. We are go for launch.
Welcome to Rocket Radio Season 2.
What'd you think of that?
I got no words, man. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, Rocket Radio Land 2019.
Yes.
You can say it this time.
We're back.
All right, and we're back. Rocket Radio, DrJay with my host, as always, Stephen Minore, Minore. Hit him with the email early.
Cassan Performance at sbcglobal.net.
That's right. So we did a recap before we were retooling. We talked about everything in Season 1. Well, here we are officially, Episode 1, Season 2, 2019, kicking it off with a DrJay custom intro.
Amazing, dude.
I hope everyone enjoyed that.
Oh, it's killer.
Send us some feedback.
Yeah, do you like
We
it?
just shot you the email. If you like it, tough, because that's what we're going with.
Figure out where the clips are from.
That's
Come
what
on.
mobile wanted. That's
Yep.
what mobile gets. A little
Yeah.
DrJay
Awesome,
magic.
dude.
We're kicking it up a little
Awesome,
bit. We're getting
awesome.
angry, and
I
the
love it.
intro shows it.
Yeah.
And I'm losing my voice already.
It's all
And
right.
We just started. And I'm
You
going
want
to
some
leave that in.
chloroseptic here or what?
I don't.
Septicol? What
I
do you
got
want?
gum in my mouth and coffee, and that was gum with a G. And coffee in my other hand.
Jesus.
And who knows? We got the phone lines warmed up. We got people calling in. We got a special guest for sure later.
Yeah, he's
Jimmy
gonna spend-
McKeague. It's no
Yes.
surprise. Jimmy McKeague is on tonight.
Yes, he's
So
going to
we
be with us
closed
for a
out
long.
Season 1
Yes.
with a little teaser,
Yep.
and we had to cut him off, but he is back tonight,
Yep.
and we are
We got a lot to talk about.
we're going to pick his brain about Barrett Jackson Palm Beach 2019.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's 2 vehicles on the docket this year of serious interest.
Yes.
And we're
Which
gonna be
we
talking
know
about
the
those.
MOs, baby.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
we are
Steven
going to
did
lay
his
in.
homework,
We're going to
and,
lay in.
Yeah, well, that's right.
We're
No
gonna
holds
weigh
barred.
in.
No holds barred this
No,
year.
this is good. You know, a constructive criticism in a sense.
No holding back this year. 2019, that's it. We
yeah.
set the guidelines last year. We were
Yep.
nice. We were tiptoeing around some of the topics, like the Aegean Aqua car we talked about, and we started to rip it up.
The Red
And
68.
The Red 68, we got a little harsh.
Yep.
We got some stuff to talk about
Yeah, we do.
tonight.
Yeah, we do.
So kick it
Definitely.
off. Where you been?
You know, I've been recuperating.
Yes.
I've been recuperating. I
Yes,
had
we
a-
talked about that in
Yep.
our recap. That
Lightly.
you were that's why it took so long.
Yeah.
For us to get together. I had 2
Absolutely.
business trips. I just got back.
Yep.
You had some personal surgical
Surgeries.
experiences going on, which we
Yep.
left a little cliffhanger for in
Yep.
our Season 1 recap episode.
Yep.
Go back onto the YouTube page, DrJay0,
Yep.
DrJay0. Check out the Season 1 recap, and here we are. We're
know.
opening the book.
Yeah.
We had a
Nice.
scare. Let's tell the story.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody. Thanks to my wife, Barbara, my 2 wonderful kids, my friends and family here and far, people and friends up in heaven that were watching down on me, saying their prayers and everything. Went through a very small cancer scare.
Yeah, and you're fidgeting telling the story.
I know. You know, I don't want to get emotional here, but I just want to thank everybody. And it's gone, and we don't need radiation. So that's a good thing. We were kind of expecting to do that in April, but thanks to Hartford Hospital and all the crew up there, and especially Sloan Kettering in New York City.
Well, there's
Unbelievable
a little automobile
place.
connection
Yes.
with the whole
Yes.
Sloan Kettering
Yeah,
thing.
and I didn't know.
And
A friend
I know
of
you
mine.
were talking to me about
Yeah.
talking to
Crazy.
me about this earlier.
It's nuts.
And I know you're gonna read this.
Yes,
but
I didn't know
this
it.
is really interesting.
Yeah,
I
it
love
is.
my history.
Yeah.
Do it.
So the Memorial Hospital and Sloan Kettering Institute in 1934, John D. Rockefeller Jr. donated land on New York Avenue for a new location. 2 years later, he granted Memorial Hospital $3 million. Imagine that, in 1934, $3 million.
I think I got your coffee.
And
Is it possible?
I don't know, maybe.
All right, tell the story.
And the hospital began to move across town. Memorial Hospital officially reopened at the new location in 1939. So in 1945, the chairman of General Motors, Alfred P. Sloan, donated $4 million to create the Sloan Kettering Institute for Cancer Research through his Sloan Foundation, and Charles F. Kettering, GM's vice president and director of research, personally agreed to oversee the organization of a cancer research program based on industrial techniques.
Wow.
How crazy is that?
That's amazing.
Thanks to my GM forefathers.
Yeah.
They really took care of me.
I
I'm
want
telling
to say
you.
some more stuff
Wow.
in here, but that was like a really cool
Unbelievable
little paragraph you read there.
Yeah.
Folks don't realize out there, well, we've talked about it many times. I love my history. I know tons of history.
Yes.
I never knew this, that
I
GM
didn't-
was involved in this.
I had no idea.
The biggest deal for World War II fanatics out there, the war was won with a huge help from Chrysler. When folks don't realize that arms, airplanes, tanks, all stamped and made from Chrysler back here and shipped over into the European theater.
Wow, I had no idea.
So if you go back and learn your history, he's talking about 1938, 1940, wartime,
before.
pre-wartime.
Right.
These automobile manufacturers, the big three back then, really had their hand in everything.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It
They
really
did.
is.
So, how I know this, a friend of mine, Oldsmobile guy, I'm not going to mention his name, he was like, you went to Sloan? Oh, my God, do you know the history of that? He goes, you're going to laugh. You're not going to believe it.
Unbelievable.
Go look it up. And
Unbelievable.
he did. So I thank you. Good friend of mine. He's also recovering from a little scare himself, but he's doing well, and I want to thank you. You know who you are, buddy. And one day at a time, like I did. It's all up here, though, man. I'm telling you right now.
90% mental, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm back. I can push the clutch in on my car, as I did it Sunday.
Oh, took it out of the secret Skunk Works garage for a little winter warm-up.
Dude, it was killing me. Yeah, I went to go see it in between surgeries.
Well,
and
everyone
such.
knew what was up when you posted on Facebook. Now, again, check Steve on Facebook at Steven Minore, Minore. He puts up a little secretive photo of two drums of I think C10 or C12.
Yeah, that was funny. Don't forget to turn up your timing.
That's right, and everybody
it's funny
knew.
because nobody really knows the background of me out in the Facebook world. I've raced and done all kinds of stuff all my life with Oldsmobile, so I've been through the racing fuel deal. You know what I mean? It's not my first rodeo, but I appreciate the comments. It's cool. It's like, hey, don't forget to do this, and what's your real, compression ratio, and do you really need
good,
it?
buddy.
You know what I mean?
I'm good.
Yeah,
All right,
but it's
I'm
all
good.
good. It's funny.
So what you
because
throw
nobody.
in 5 gallons?
I put 10.
You threw
Well,
all the 10.
actually, Jack came and he stole a friggin' gallon from
Rocket
me.
Man Jack.
Fast Jack. Had to put it in the old W30, didn't you? That's all right. But he came down and helped me. I just didn't want to be driving that thing around downtown New Haven just myself. And it drove well. It was only a 10-minute bid, but it was
Warm
worth
it up,
it.
cycle it up, heat it up, spin it
17,
up.
18 years, man, since I drove that car.
Season's almost here. I see our good friend Ralph Barbagallo has been putting up a lot of posts.
Yes.
For his events coming up locally and up at Lebanon Valley, and I think you're going to take a turn down the
I am
strip.
going to try. I mean, unfortunately, again, because of my little ailment here in the last couple of months, there was a show up at the Big E that Ralph was involved with, and he kind of invited me to bring the car up, but I wasn't recouped enough.
Yep. Check out Ralph Barbagallo at Facebook, SuperCar Races, and also the Mopars in Motion Club.
Yes.
Those are
Great
my
guy.
peeps. Yeah.
Great guy. He had his cruise night last
They already
Thursday.
kicked it off.
Man,
And speaking of cruises, our downtown show right here in North Haven kicks off in 2 more weeks.
I can't
the
wait,
famous
man.
North Haven Center.
Yep.
Brought to you by DooWop Cruisers, Rock and Robin and the gang.
Yes.
They're going to be down there in
I
North
can't
Haven
wait to
Center,
go to that
as
cruise.
always.
But honestly, I can't wait to leave.
That's going to be the best part because a couple of our good friends in law enforcement, they know what we're all about.
Yeah.
They turn a blind eye if you're not doing anything stupid.
Yeah. I
But
don't know.
We're hooking
See.
the GoPro up, and you're making a rip.
Yeah,
down,
like a little,
the,
like I used to
Washington
do,
Avenue Strip.
like 20 years ago.
We
Like
got to
I-
get you and the bestest brother-in-law on the planet to show up.
Oh
with,
yeah,
with the
I'm
Scam
already
Street
hearing
car.
him. Already hearing him. You remember how to shift?
Well, speaking of brother-in-law, can we even talk about the other acquisition?
Green in color?
The green one.
Sure.
We can.
Yeah.
All right, so my nephew Gino, the Wonder Boy,
Why
who's
not?
no longer Wonder Boy, he's 20 now, and built like on I don't even know what, built like Tony Atlas now.
Like we used to be built
yeah,
back
he's
in the
a,
day.
he's a monster. Gino Giano, we can say his name officially since he's adult.
That's right.
Took a year and a half off now. I put him in my car. I put him in the Dart, made a pass or two in that. And champion a junior dragster, champion in high school class and street class in 77, 79. Frank's car.
79 Hurstals.
79 Hurstals.
White gold. Nice car.
High school champ up at Lebanon Valley with that. It was his first door car.
Yep.
Got invited to the Bracket Nationals,
Yes.
lost in the finals, but won Buick Pontiac Oldsmobile.
Yeah, that was
day.
a great day
The
up in
same
Lebanon
day,
Valley.
Brother-in-law Emilio in the Duster won at the time. Well, I'm not going to say
What was
it.
that?
The new club is called No Drama. It went
Right.
by a different name back then.
Right.
That was the coolest moment ever.
They both
Father and
won.
son both won that day.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Pulled them on the Christmas tree.
Gino's
both of the cars.
going back in a door car, hopefully mid-year.
Yeah.
It's almost ready.
Yeah.
And
We'll keep that on the down low.
but let's just say what it is. It's green.
Oh, that car.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let's give a little history. The 79 Hurstals, Emilio said, look, what are we going to do with this thing? You can't let it sit anymore.
Our good friend Frank.
Yeah, Frank.
Palmieri.
So that car got sold to Scene, Eliason. So he's doing a little bit of work to it. So he'll have a street car this year. A little street strip car.
Yeah.
But anyway, so.
Scene is also in No Drama with his
Yes, he is.
Silver Streak.
Yes.
Yep.
The old Buick.
Yep.
With a very stout small block,
But
which
that's on the
everybody
hush.
thinks it's a big block, but
Nope.
it's a small block.
That's right. But
My
tell me about the
my-
green car. What year is the green car?
1970 F85 W31.
Right.
Believe it or
and,
not.
as usual, stole the car. Well, I won't say stole the car. Extremely great
listen,
deal.
You've got to realize that this car I saw back in the Long Island Dust-Off shows back in the 90s as an original running automatic on the column W31. F85 post-coupe, by the way. Aspen green, black stripes, green gut. And I've tracked and followed this car for the last 20 years. And each guy has taken all the W31 stuff off and sold it off. The motor and tranny's long gone, whatever. Now it's got a full, 8-point cage in it, full electronics, Curry rear end, 3-link.
It's built right. I saw it right before the holidays.
Absolutely built beautifully.
Anyone else
But
would
it's a
take
shame.
that car.
It's a shame they did it to that car.
Yeah,
It's got the
and they turned the
Protecto
key
plate.
ready.
It's got the warranty card. It's
Everything.
Oh man. Anyway,
So brother-in-law does what?
Yeah.
Goes through it and makes it better.
yeah, we put the W31 stripes back on it. We put the F85 emblems back on it. We changed the grills out. It had 442 grills in it. Did some work to the hood to make it look a little better. It's got a Chevrolet type cowl hood. Doesn't have the ram rear hood on it. But what they did was they put fiberglass doors on it, non-post. So they put a whole Lexian window in it, took care of the crank window. So it doesn't have post doors on it, even though it's a post-scoop car. It's pretty funky. But still got the stock dash in it, stock sport wheel in it. It's a cool car. He's going to let me drive it a couple times, maybe, but I just can't
You're
wait
not
to see it.
qualified to drive that
I can
fast
drive that
anymore.
car. It's got a big block Chevy automatic with a brake. Big deal. I could have a coffee and drive the thing.
It's funny,
you know?
'cause our nephew Gino is more qualified to drive a 10-second car than you are.
That's right. Only by license.
That's right. So racing season's almost here.
Yes.
Getting excited. Go on the Lebanon Valley
Yes, got a lot.
Dragways website. Check
Got a
out
lot
my
coming up.
club that I run with the gang. No Drama. Northeast Old Drag Racers, the Muscle Car Association. In
Great
year
guys.
2, our first year free and clear of drama.
Yeah,
Moving
this was a
forward,
great season.
16 race season. A couple of the good guys in the club are looking at Epping, Island, and Atco, adding
Mm-hmm.
a couple double points events for us as well.
Absolutely.
Check us out on Facebook at No Drama. A little
Yeah.
plug for No Drama.
That's right. Why not?
There you go.
It's our show. We
I
can
like
do
your
what the hell
shirt.
we
Is
want.
that coincidence?
Dude, this is a killer card. You
Wait,
see
is
this?
that coincidence that's your car?
No, this is something I purchased.
Okay. Tell me about the shirt.
Got it off Facebook.
Did
It was
you
made
really?
overseas. I love it.
Make Facebook great.
I love
again.
it. We'll put a picture of it up here right now.
No. All right, fine. There.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm making work for you.
No, it's okay. It's all right.
It's a cool shirt. It's a front picture of a 70. It could be a Cutlass S. Obviously, it is a Cutlass S, but
because you're so gory.
Ram Air, but it doesn't have any sport mirrors, man. You can't see them.
So is that an error in the graphic?
I don't know. With the way the graphic is, would you see him if it was like this, or is
No.
it tapered back?
No,
you
you
wouldn't
wouldn't
see him.
see it.
So you're just taking a
You can
snapshot
put a shirt
of
back
that.
down, though.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't want to see the Pillsbury.
All right,
dope
come
boy.
on, Jesus.
I know it's wintertime, man, but come on.
Ah,
what is
dude,
that?
I've been sitting around for 3 months, you
you've
know?
been hobbling. It's all good. So what else you got?
All right, so we got fishing season coming up Saturday.
Oh, that's this Saturday?
Yeah,
Oh, my God. Really?
I know.
This
Came
might
up.
be... I haven't gone in like 3 years.
You
to opening
will.
Day,
I hope you
because
go.
I've been down south for work.
I know. Well, I thought I was going to be at
It's usually my
West Palm.
anniversary weekend.
West Palm.
And you've
Barrett.
been away.
I'm not.
You're not going.
I'm not going to
you're
West.
Going to
I'm not
West
going to
Palm,
Barrett.
Palm Beach this year.
No, I am not.
There's a good chance that I may come out with y'all this year.
I'm looking forward to the breakfast.
That's the best part. That's the best part. Usually hit limit pretty quick. I'm good for 1 or 2. That's about
We
it.
just look. The guys go out. We have a lot of common interests. Obviously, one of them is going to cruises and car shows and drag racing. But this is a little bit more laid back and relaxed and a fishing thing, which we've been doing for many
Before
years
my
now. We
time.
have little miniature trophies and stuff, toolboxes.
I was
and-
once the recipient of
Yes.
the toolbox award.
I don't even know who has it. Probably Chris has got
Brian.
it now.
I think Brian's
got it.
because he got skunked last year.
Yeah, I think I did. No, I didn't go last year. You know why?
No, you
Because
didn't.
I was in West
Everybody
Palm.
got skunked last year.
Yeah,
if remember.
I didn't
It was
go.
A bad year.
I didn't go. Anyway, so fishing season's coming up. Just a little tidbit of some other things that I do.
Put that thing down. The people want to hear you.
What else?
You're talking over the mic. You got to drop the mic down. a little bit.
Like this?
Bring it down. There you go.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, see, look at that.
Oh, man. Look
Yeah,
at that.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
I can't
fishing
s-
season 2019 is
Yeah.
here. Oh my, that means I got to get my license like quickly because
Oh,
I have a
come
Florida license
on.
because I just got back from a work trip.
Yeah.
I actually went
You went a week
offshore.
later than me.
Yeah, I was. Where
Nice.
did we go?
Where'd you go?
10 miles out of Mayport near Jacksonville, the Mayport Naval Base.
Mm-hmm.
We scoot out the St. John's River
Okay.
with my good friend Florida Chris Jans.
Nice.
Yeah, we were out there, man. We pulled in some good stuff. Wow. So then I went back and was hanging out with my snowbirding parents, and they're in an over 55 condo that's been in my family since like 80.
Nice.
And just randomly one day we're just sitting there, hey, let's just throw a rod off where the pool is
Oh, my
into
gosh.
the lake. And my father snags a 7.5-pound largemouth. And the
Nice.
first cast on a purple plastic worm.
Yeah. What was it a white spotter?
No, it wasn't the
It was
one. It
just
was
purple.
a
They
purple
love-
worm with
they
one of
love
those
purple.
orange whippy
Yep.
tails.
That's all that we
He
use
just
in the
cast
pond.
it
down
right in because all the Florida ponds down there, like the manufactured ones, have that little fountain thing.
Mm-hmm.
He throws it right at the fountain, pulls it, yank, bam, nails this thing, and I got a picture of that. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'll
nice
put a
piece.
picture up.
Yeah,
Here's my
why
old
not?
man for everyone that wants to see
Yep.
it. There's Papa
Boom.
Steve right there.
Nice.
That's a big fish.
Yeah.
That's a
They
big
both. And I was there a week earlier at my parents' over the weekend, and me and Dad nailed them on Saturday morning or Sunday morning. Man, that was killer.
Right.
Did it? We did very well. All right. So enough of fishing. What else we got to
You
talk
sound
about?
so
You want to talk?
agenda-driven.
I know. Hey, what the hell? I want to change a little
Notes,
bit.
'cause
Be a little bit more
I
organized.
really don't have any notes written down.
Well-
I'm kind of flying it.
I want to talk about Garner just a quick second. You know, we've got some
Ken and
pri-
Allan.
Yeah, man.
Garner Customs, the restoration.
Killing it. We got so much work.
Follow them on Facebook. Go to their website. Most of the updates
Yep.
are on Facebook, but check it out.
Yes.
They've acquired a bunch of stuff, and there's a lot of
Yeah.
projects being completed like now.
Yeah, we're
just
getting,
in time.
We're getting, Ken Klink's 70W30. That's a couple more months out. That's painted now, and the engine's just about done, and they're going to start putting the interior in, dash restoration, things like that. The whole rolling chassis is all done. We have the Gurney Mustang there that's getting done. That's has not been painted yet. They're working on that. And we just acquired
Who's we?
What do you mean we?
Who's we?
What do you mean we?
Who's we?
What did I say? We?
You said we just acquired. Are we talking
Garner.
about our? Okay.
Me and
I
Garner.
didn't know if we were talking about our other still anonymous person.
No.
Okay.
No.
We.
Me and Garner.
Gardner and
I. Jeez. I don't know how to speak tonight. A new customer, Dave from Michigan, has a 1970 442 Post Coupe Rally Red that looks like orange. It's not metallic. This possibly could be a special car. It's got this funky medallion on the door jamb that says manufacturer development and a manufacturing staff on the bottom.
You have a picture of it? Did you take a picture?
Yeah, here it is right here.
Okay, cool.
And I want to get it out there just to kind of see if we can get some more information on it. Yes, it's been discussed on Classic Holes and it's been online and whatever, and we're just trying to look around a little bit. Maybe an Olds engineer knows something about this.
Hit him with the email.
Well, it's CastAndPerformance@sbcglobal.net. Just put a note in there on the medallion car, I guess we'll call it. But it is a 7442.
We're reaching
legit.
out to the Rocket Radio Land audience. We need help.
This car was built on September 16th of 1969. This is one of the earliest.
That's early.
It's very early.
I think we covered that in Season 1, Episode 3, the production time line.
This is wicked early.
Because I
He's
think
got
the end of August would have been the first.
He's got the broadcast card on this car. And plus...
And it's a what? What is it?
It's a 7442 post coupe.
Is there paperwork out there?
No.
We're jumping into tech talk, even though we're not doing tech talk.
Yeah.
Is there paperwork out there that showed when the first run of the 442 package came out? Or the season came out in August 25th of that year.
What specific day?
Run?
I don't have that answer. I don't know. I never researched that deep. But this is the earliest I have.
This is the earliest known.
This is the earliest production number I have. This is like 133,000, and even the broadcast card is so
what's
vivid.
133,000?
The last 6 digits of the VIN number. So it's 0M and then one. This one's 133000. I'm not going to say the last 3 digits.
Oh, never. Right.
So it's 133,000. Mostly these W cars. That's just not a W car. I don't think it is, but it had W30 components on it. It had F heads, wheel wells, things like that. Who knows what this thing is?
All things that potentially could be bolted on.
Could be. What was I saying now? I lost my train of thought. What the hell?
The medallion.
Yeah, the medallion car. So this car is very early. Like I said, it's the earliest one I have. Now, I have W30s. That's what I was getting at. I have W30s that were built in October, and their VIN number's like 160,000. So this is 30,000 before that, a month before. So I've got a gentleman that has production numbers based on month for options and things like that. So I'm going to kind of get in touch with him. I just came across a 7442 that I've recently started to do a consult restoration on. The guy lives in Milford. And that car is a very early car as well. And I'm trying to remember, that might be a September car too. Just more information for the database, dude.
Right, for the database. If it's early, is there ways to connect to the dots where it's
could try
one of the first 5?
Nah.
Because it's the first one.
Unless it's on a list like Chip's car where they had these promo cars that they sent out to the drags and things like that where the VIN numbers were documented. I don't think we're going to really find anything on this car, but you never know. So that's why we're going to post this medallion picture. Boom.
Again, right
here. Yes, I'm sorry. And then I'd like to put a little excerpt of the broadcast card and even a picture of the cowl tag here. All these 3. And I got Dave's permission because he wants to really find out about the car. I mean, he was told some stories. The son's father, was an executive at GM and blah, 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 blah. But there's no paperwork that proves that. It's a story. You know what I mean? So we want to try to firm that up. And again, CastAndPerformance@sbcglobal.net. If anybody recognizes or you're looking at this with your great uncle or something and he worked at Lansing, give us a little insight on what this thing really is.
Right.
Because
we don't on YouTube. Take a screen grab
check it
of
out.
it. Send that picture.
Check it out, or I can send you a picture of it. Send me an email and I'll send you the picture of it.
There you go.
Whatever
when we put
information
this up
I have.
on Cast and Performance on Facebook. We'll put the pictures in the comment section.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's great.
Yeah, so you're on that.
All right. So one more thing for Gardner.
Oh,
the 72 W30 is going to Mecum in Indy this year.
Whose?
Ken and Allan's car, the blue one.
The blue one, yes.
The blue one that kind of put us and Gardner on the map.
The one that sits too high in the front.
Yeah, it's not sitting there anymore. It's down, along with mine. Anyway, so that's going to be tentatively on Friday, lot 229, but it's got an R in front of it, so they may play around with the order of where they're going to go with that. But it's a Friday car. We're looking to see what we can do on that car.
And you won't be there this year. So
I am going to be in Indy.
Oh, you're going to be in
Indy?
I'm
already booked.
You're going to Indy.
In May, yeah.
Okay, I was going to ask the dates.
I know Monday is my birthday, the 20th, so it's the 19th, 18th, 17th, 16th. So 16th to the, Saturday, 18th.
Excellent. Where do they do that in Indy?
Some fairgrounds.
Yeah. Have you done the Indy experience?
I did go to qualifying last year. It was friggin'
No,
awesome,
I'm not talking
dude.
about that. I'm talking about
No,
Indy 500, go to
no,
the Brickyard, go
no.
pay a couple bucks, do the petty experience at Indy.
No, I never did that.
I
no.
did that.
No.
It was good.
Really?
Yeah, you need to do it.
Yeah, someday.
168 miles an hour is crazy.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
I don't
so,
know.
whatever.
I need to cover a little bit more.
Yeah,
Recover.
Getting in and out
Where am I
of a
from, going to
NASCAR
Canada?
vehicle was not easy. It drives
So
me, look at you with
look
this
at the notes I
agenda.
got, dude. I've been waiting
Is
for
this
so
what I normally
long.
look like? Have all these sheets
Oh
dialed
my
in?
God, there's just so much to talk about. But
And here
I
we
can't
are. We're
go
trying
crazy.
to do this with no edits. So
I know. Well, when do we want to start talking about some cars? So we
we're
get
waiting
Jimmy
for
to
the
call
phone
in.
to ring for Jimmy. So when the
All
phone
right, we
rings,
could.
we'll go to Jimmy.
We could.
No, I don't want to go to Jimmy right now.
All right. What
I
do you
have no
want to
tech
do?
talk for you tonight.
That's fine. I mean, Jimmy and I kind of talked last couple days about cars that we really want to talk about on the show. And I thought it would be good for him to kind of go through this list of 9 cars. I
Like
have
cars
here.
that are not
Cars
the
that were on
upcoming
eBay
Barrett.
or, stuff like that.
See,
And
this is stuff that I don't know about.
That's right. Like there was a W30 on there a couple weeks ago. 70 W30 on eBay. Green, gold stripes, gold gut. Total basket case. Non-original motor and transmission. $50K.
Sold.
We'll touch upon that more when Jimmy McKeague's on with us.
Come on, give me a little teaser.
It didn't sell. It said it sold for $50, but I called Jeff Thornton tonight and I said, what happened? He says, the guy was supposed to come. He never came. So
why didn't he?
who knows?
He blew it off.
I don't know. Jeff said he's going to restore it now, but we'll see what happens. But no original drivetrain, but I got a broadcast card. Very unique color scheme. But I don't want to say too much. I got to wait for my boy. We got a couple plugs to do with my boy.
You want to call him instead of waiting for the call?
We could do that.
Let's dial him up.
How are we going to do that?
I'm going to dial him up. Hold on.
All right.
All right, so let me dial this thing out here.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll answer.
Let's see what happens. All right, so it's ringing. Let's see what happens.
All right.
W31 Command Center, how may I help you?
Oh, no, he did not.
Come on. That's my line, bro.
On the line right now, the infamous, the famous, the notorious Jimmy McKeague.
Wow.
Hey guys, how we doing tonight?
So happy to have you back.
Awesome now, bro.
We
Awesome.
ended episode 12, season 1.
Yeah.
We were going to give you like a 20-minute spot. We choked it down to 90 seconds, and
Yeah.
you nailed it. And here we are. We left off, and we're going to start off with the way you just answered your phone.
That's right.
What's up with the website and bringing,
Come on.
dusting off the registry?
Do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to give a hat tip to my friend Casey, who you guys know. I stole the W31 Command Center from him, so kudos to him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, guys, happy to be on. Really excited. Got some pretty cool things I want to share with you.
Right.
I think we'll start with the registry, right, Steve?
Hell yeah.
Working,
Tell everybody about this thing, man.
Yeah, you're working very closely with me on this. It's pretty
Yes.
cool. So a couple of years ago, I rolled out the W Machine registry, and it was 68 to 72. And, some people liked it and mixed reviews, whatever. And then I took it down because that stuff costs money and the interest just wasn't there.
Right.
And within the last year, I'd say probably since McKacken, we rolled out the W31 registry. So
Thank you very much.
W31registry.com.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Thank you for the plug. It's only for 1970. There's some other guys right now that are running it for 68. I know some buddies of ours are thinking about doing it for the 69.
Yeah.
But the 70s is where the passion's at. So the 70 is what we're focused on right now.
Yeah, we got to start with that, and then we can go to the other years. No worries.
Yeah,
great-
and eventually if we start to see some more traction, because, everybody wants it, and then when you get it up there, folks are like, I don't know if I want to share my info.
Yeah, but they're not
it is
sharing it with the
private.
public. They're not sharing with the public.
No, it's not public. It's entirely private.
Right.
Nobody can see anything like VIN numbers. All that
No.
stuff is very much protected and secure. We don't share it. But it's just a cool source. If somebody's looking for maybe one of their old rides or just wants some details or whatnot,
Right.
we'll be able to connect it for them.
Based on the color and the transmission, and is it documented, little tidbits in the notes,
Yeah,
Awesome.
and you start to realize, like, wow, there's a lot of M21 cars. You don't have
Right.
a lot of M20 cars.
Yeah.
But you don't really know that, right? Because there's no really strong production data to support it.
There
Now
isn't.
we can actually start to see it.
We can start building it.
I think a lot of it starts, right? Remember the Barrett Jackson car a few months back, the yellow one? It said one of 74 W31s. And you're like,
Yeah,
what?
okay.
Where does that even come from? I
Yeah.
hate that number.
I know.
So now we
Anytime.
can actually back it up.
anytime they mention production numbers based off paint is total BS.
Yeah, that's a Mopar thing.
Yeah.
And the Mopar numbers can almost justify
and
one
the
of
Fords.
3 with the one,
Right.
and the Martys with the Fords,
Yeah.
and everything. They can do that.
Yep.
The whole folklore of the Oldsmobile fire with all the records gone.
Yeah,
and
whatever
there's
that
no way to do
BS.
it.
Again,
Whatever.
where's the BS meter?
Anything
We need
that's
one
out
of
there
those.
is great. Information at the fingertips.
Right.
How can people find the registry?
Yeah, W31registry.com. Just all one word, no dash.
And what do people have to do when they go online? What's the whole process to put their stuff up?
Yeah, good question. So it's pretty straightforward. It's if you can work Facebook or you can create an account for anything, you can do this site, right? You just
got to
create
turn the
account.
Got to turn the computer on first.
You got to turn, yeah, right. That's half the battle for some folks, but I get it. You create an account, you go ahead and look for that activation email. Inevitably, it ends up in the spam folder, which is a thing. And then once you're set, you just go in, and it's really straightforward. You're just collecting a couple different sets of data, right, about you personally, how long you've had the car. And we try to keep it as high level as we can, right? We're not getting too into the weeds as far as the numbers. I think we look at Julian date on the 255 carb and the Julian date on the block. And that's about really all the detail that we're looking for there, in addition to stripe color, factory exterior color, tranny, things like that.
Is there anyone aside from yourself, maybe even Steve, if there's anything that you go on there and you deem possibly false or non-credible, are you going to kick someone off maybe for putting up some bogus information?
Most of them that come in we know, but there is some that we don't know about, right, Jim?
We allow for folks to upload their documentation, so we just do a quick scan, broadcast card, JO trans, just the dead giveaways. If that's not there, then we flag the car as not being documented and we leave it as that. And then we exclude that from the numbers.
Exactly.
That's really all we can do.
Well, Jimmy, I think you'll agree with this statement. There is registries for specific Oldsmobile cars, and the first ones that come to mind in my mind, what am I saying? Double up. 68 Hurstolls and 69 Hurstolls. There's registries for those. There's lists of those cars. And anytime you see those for sale, most of the time you'll say it's in the registry or it's in the registry.
Yeah, and the advantage that they have is they have the VIN numbers that actually say this is a Hearst car.
That's exactly
right. We don't have that.
No,
right?
we'll
And
never have it.
That's what makes this a little bit more subjective.
Exactly. But, when I hear a registry, I always think of 68 and 69, but now I can broaden that horizon a little bit and say, oh, there's a registry for 70 W31s.
Well, there you go. Hit them with the website one more time.
W31registry.com.
There you go.
Nice.
Simple as that. So I know on Steve's little docket there in his dossier, there was something we were rapping with earlier. A couple eBay finds that you guys were talking about off the record. Well, it's on the record now.
Well, before we do that, tell us quick about how things are progressing with your restoration.
Yeah, sure. So I'm doing a frame off on a 70 W31 Twilight Blue, white stripe, blue buckets, dual gate car. It was a muscle car review earlier last year. It's a pretty cool car, nice original Midwest car.
Yeah, awesome piece.
And I probably have half the car right now up in Michigan between the engine, the trans, the body for paint and whatnot. We're hoping to have the car done in November for McKacken.
What do you mean hope?
And
it will be. Come on.
It will be. Look, I don't have the luxury of a restoration shop helping me out here.
Come on. Jesus.
Shots fired.
But you do have me.
I've been hearing that for years. I'm waiting for you to come on down, Steve.
Look, there's going to be lightning and thunder and earthquakes when I come out to Chi-Town, man.
I love it.
I can't wait. He's doing a great job.
I've never done a frame-off restoration before, so I'm trying to do it the best I can. The resources out there are awesome. Steve's been a tremendous help.
Based on the pictures that I've seen and the sources that he's using, and, obviously he gets a lot of that from me and other sources as well. It's going to be a fantastic car.
Can't wait.
I can't wait.
And we will
Maybe we
bust
get
it
Jay
loose on the show.
Maybe we can get Jay out to McKacken this year, dude.
Here we go.
Well, I thought we had talked about doing a live show. I think that'd
be so
awesome
it would be nice,
but
we got to get some sponsorship so we can pay for his flight somehow. We got to figure that out.
Out of your mind.
We're going to get them out there. I don't care. It's a week before Thanksgiving. You can have all your Mopar and Chrysler and Hemi schmo out there. You can look at that. But
we got to get the two of you and Dan Vasic to start throwing some pennies in a hat.
Yeah, let's do it. Why not?
Absolutely.
Why not?
Yeah, I just want to add one thing, too, since you guys brought up Dan.
Yes.
Dan went out of his way for me at McKacken last year. I had one of my 31s was part of the vintage certification process. And we had the whole, basically like a stretch of 15, 20 cars. And he was nice enough to carve out a spot for me in there.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And he didn't have to do that, but he did.
He did.
I really appreciated that. That was a really awesome gesture.
Good guy, man.
There we go.
See, and then you can meet
Dan Vasic.
That means you can meet him. You're coming, dude.
He was like the
out to
super
McKacken.
secret Zone 1 coordinator extraordinaire. He gave me his long title. It was pretty funny, but it's all good.
We love you, Dan. We appreciate all the work you do at McKacken.
There's the little shout out for him.
So
come on now, that eBay car. Let's hear the
all right,
eBay
hold
car.
on. I got a whole list of cars here. I got 9 cars on my list,
Well, you know
Jim.
what? Screw the eBay
Do you want to
cars.
start?
Let's go,
What do you want to do?
Barrett Jackson.
All right. Well, you want
Palm
to do the Barrett?
Beach 2019.
Yeah. Okay. It's most recent. Let's do that.
That's right, Jim. I don't know. I don't know. Should I call you Jim or Jimmy tonight? Which one do you want?
Jimmy's fine.
Jimmy's fine. All
Jimmy,
right, so
Jimmy.
There's 2 cars on the docket this year, coming up this weekend, I believe. Right?
Yeah.
And,
Start with the yellow car.
Barrett
Start
Jackson,
Yep.
Palm Beach 2019.
Yeah. Start with the yellow car.
I will. There's lot 747. I'm sure you're familiar with this. This will be going up on Saturday. It's the 70442 W30 convertible, yellow, white stripe, white interior. Air quotes, by the way. Original drivetrain and automatic.
Hold on a second.
Steve was choking about that.
Yeah.
Original drivetrain.
Well, I'm sure Jimmy has seen it, and we've actually talked about this car. This was on eBay, I don't know, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, Jim?
I mean, it's been on there a few times, yeah.
$250. Buy it now.
That high.
That high.
Wow.
Yes.
Look, you have my voice now. It was that high. Yeah. All right, so why is Steve choking on his fake coffee of original drivetrain?
Non-matching block.
Okay, so
Got
how can they say original
I don't know.
drivetrain?
Is it a typo? I don't know.
So how do you know it's not the original block?
A source.
A source.
A source that restored it.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Come on, Jimmy. Open it up.
Yeah,
See, everyone's
the ad
choking right
says
now.
original
Jeff, listen.
drivetrain.
Yes.
I mean, unless they're just talking about the tranny in the rear.
Right. Jeff Thornton
I gotta
Jeff Thornton restored this car, which is a brother of Troy. Separate shops. I'm going to talk to him about it. I actually talked to the owner of it when it first popped on eBay to get the MO. And there's no broadcast card. It does have the original transmission. I have pictures of it with the VIN number, the OW tag. It's original, but I believe Jeff told me it doesn't have the original block.
Simple as that.
That's
so
it.
let me ask you both this now. In all the auction coverage we've had, if something is claiming an original drivetrain and it has the original block versus not having the original block, but the rest of the drivetrain is original, what's the difference in the original motor, non-original motor in auction price?
Value?
Yes.
For that car?
Yes. Give it to Jimmy. What do you think?
$20,000 minimum.
Oh, at least for a blue chip car like that, without a doubt.
Right. But again,
So this is the difference between this is what puts it over into
yeah,
six
but
figures.
hold on. Let's back up. Blue chip car, I don't think this is a blue chip car because it doesn't have a broadcast card, Jimmy.
But you just said it had the trans.
Right,
So-
but a lot of people don't consider that a blue chip car because it doesn't have the broadcast card. Even though I could step up and say, yeah, it's an OW tranny, I got millions of those in my database, and it's got the VIN number stamped on it, I've certified it, and blah, 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 blah. They want to see a broadcast card.
All right. Well, I'm going to get you both on the hook then. What do you think the car is going to go across the block for, Steve?
Under 200.
Under 200. Jimmy, give me a number.
You got to be more specific than under 200.
Wow.
I want plus
190.
Listen, plus or minus 10 grand. I'm going to
190. 190.
Okay, 190. It's funny you asked this because we looked at some numbers earlier today. The highest selling W30 convertible at auction. Do you guys know what it is?
I do.
Is it the red one?
Not that red
Not
one.
that one, but it was a red one, I believe, right?
It was a red one, right? There's a red one that went through a couple years ago with fees, $357,000.
That's still the record holder.
Right,
That's still
but
the record holder.
that really wasn't a W30. It had fake paperwork.
Oh, here we
So
go.
Barrett Barrett got it back, and it resold a year later for $100,000 less.
Oof.
So let me ask you this then, Steve. So if you say the paperwork could potentially be an issue, if that car would have had the trans, you would have been able to say that's the real deal.
He got you there.
So
True, but I think that car was a
yellow car having the matching trans. I think it's going to do, I'll say 140, 150.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 150 there. You're on the hook at 150. Steve at 190. That's lot 747 on Saturday.
Right.
Yellow, white stripe, white gut, W30, 1970 convertible. There we go. We got them on the hook. I got one more that I saw on there. There's only 2 W Machine vehicles on the docket this year. The other one, which I think is super sexy. I'm staring at this car. I'm drooling at it. It's got all the right color combinations because I am a black, red, and white. Those are my colors for obvious reasons. Biggest Van Halen fan on the planet. And Steve goes, hey, wait, whoa. That's a blue chip car. There's that blue chip word again. It was a color change, but it's got everything else to make the car a blue chip. I'm talking about Saturday, lot 668.1, 70 Cutlass, W31 4-speed, black, red stripe, black gut, 2 broadcast cards, Protect-A-Plate, warranty, and pre-delivery check sheet, and it's a color change car. Why? Why? I love the laugh. Jimmy, gimme, why the color change? Does anyone know the backstory of why the current owner did the color change? Because apparently I was reading the thing, and it was original owner all the way up to 2015.
Yes.
And then from there on, color change. What's the scoop?
Yeah, so that's a factory green, black stripe, green interior 4-speed car.
Sherwood green exterior, yep.
The color change is simple, right? It's a car built specifically to take to auction. Steve and I will go back and forth on this. Will a black with a red stripe car do better at auction than a green car? Absolutely. Every day of the week.
Yeah.
Is it the right thing to do as a purist?
Right, but I don't consider that car a blue chip car anymore.
Oh.
No, I don't think you can.
Because they changed the interior, too.
What color was the gut?
Green.
Oh, so it was green.
Right.
So let's go back then. So if this car was what it was, with the paperwork it has, and it went over the block as green, what does that roll over the block for?
I don't know.
50.
Yeah, I'm with you on 50.
So now it's an auction-ready car, and it's black, red stripe with all that paperwork documentation. What's it going over?
Come on, Jim. Throw the number.
You get the number first.
I put it somewhere between 70. I put it 70 and 80.
All right, so we're going to put you at 75. All right, so Jimmy's at 75 on this one.
Yeah.
All right, Steve?
I don't even want to make a comment.
Give me a number,
price.
Steve.
25,000.
So this is going to be one of those hurtful ones.
It's very hurtful for me because I really wanted to see that car go back to its original glory, I mean, I don't know. I'm very.
Right, so give me the.
I know who restored this car. Thornton restored this car. Troy and his son, the whole thing in Pennsylvania. I got to pause for a minute. Sorry. Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine now.
Are you out of breath?
No, Dr. J's better half just walked into the studio, and I haven't seen her all day. There she is right over there.
I haven't seen her in a long time.
It's okay. Come on, focus. My wife's hot. Focus.
She is. Anyway. She talked.
Oh, my God. Would you just shush?
All right. So what the hell is it
Tape's
talking
rolling.
about? Look, I don't even know what I'm talking
about. All right,
about.
you know what? You're done then.
No,
So,
tell
Jimmy,
me.
let me ask you this. This is a total hypothetical. If the alcohol's flowing and this is like the hot ticket on Saturday for Oldsmobiles, there's a bunch of hearse cars going across. If everyone starts getting that liquid testicular fortitude going, I got you on the hook for 75. How far do you think this car could go?
Maybe
who knows?
Just a touch north of 80. Here's the thing, right? We don't really know where the W31 tops out, right? We saw the yellow one at Barrett Jackson in January, $55K with fees. That's pretty high. That's higher than we typically see. We know of one that's traded for close to 70. But beyond that, you just don't see correct examples. The problem with this car, and I'll say it because Steve won't, though this car is a sweet restoration, awesome paint, there's a lot of stuff wrong on this car that's really basic stuff.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's an Oldsmobile purist that's going to bid and buy this car.
No.
So that stuff probably doesn't matter.
Right.
For an auction to make money, I'm going to paint it the color that's going to make money. Because that's what I care about, and that's what these guys are going to care about.
Yeah, that really struck. I mean, I'm good friends with Troy, his son, and his wife, and I really don't want to say anything negative on the car, but as the pictures started coming out of the car, and I'm like, is this the green car? I'm like, oh, they changed the color. And then I noticed some other stuff. They didn't put an emblem on the trunk. They put the pinstriping on the trunk. And, just little things like that. There's some other stuff underneath the hood that's incorrect. Not like, oh, my God.
Well, Jimmy,
it's like
said basics.
Basics.
Done incorrect.
Yeah.
Well, there's basics, right?
Basic.
The exhaust tips, it's not a GTO, right? Don't dump them on the side.
Yeah,
They're just really basic things there.
Right. These guys, Troy does outstanding work as far as quality, okay? And I may be putting my foot in my mouth right now, but you know what? There's just a couple little things that he needs to tweak. And I even hate to say that, Troy, and I apologize. But I know he's done many, 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 many cars, and he is one of the top Oldsmobile restorers in the country, and he's had that.
Mohegan. I saw the car.
That was a beautiful car.
Sure.
That was absolutely stunning car. In this particular case, I think that if he got these other little things correct, as a purist that I am, somebody there in 3 days is going to buy that car, and they're not going to care and look underneath the hood and say, I'm not buying this car because the PCV valve isn't in the right valve cover. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, Jimmy. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
You could agree with me.
Whoever buys that car, the stuff that is not correct will not matter.
Right. It's going to go into a collection. It's not going to go to McKeague. There's only a certain amount of W31 purists on the planet that have that kind of disposable income to step up and buy that car. And I don't think it's going to be an Oldsmobile person.
No, I don't think so either. The thing that gets me about that car, and there's others that are out there too, is you see it as that'll be the most expensive W31 ever sold at auction.
I hope you're right.
There's not a doubt about it. But then all of a sudden, folks start to look at that and say, well, because it was the most expensive, it must be the most correct. And then it establishes that precedent.
That's a double-edged sword, but that also works in the favor where if it does go on the high side for being not necessarily butchered, but incorrect in 10 different ways for the real car, that gives you guys the potential of setting the bar higher for the real deal.
That's exactly what we're getting at here. That's exactly what we're getting at here.
I get it.
This was a car that we wanted to talk about at the end of the show, but, let's bring it right out in the open. Right. I hope they do well. I just wish they had done a little bit more to finish it off correctly, because with my restoration, I tried my best to do it as factory original as I could, with the right parts and the right techniques and the right paint sheens and all that stuff, and the stripes and everything.
Your car is a true day one. You wouldn't even call this black car a day two. It's just wrong.
I wouldn't say wrong.
I want to get you on the hook so bad.
I don't want to say the car is wrong, but there is stupid little things that should have been finished off. For me to step up and critique it as a bad restoration, no, it is not a bad
the car's cleanly
restoration.
Done. It's gorgeous.
Listen, Thornton's paint jobs are probably one of the best in the country. And I know Jimmy will agree with me on that, because we've always talked about this kind of thing.
Yeah, the paint is phenomenal.
It's absolutely perfect.
Again, look at it from Thornton's perspective. It is a car built specifically for auction to generate some cash. So is the black and red going to do better than the green and black?
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it will.
668.1 on Saturday. Barrett Jackson Palm Beach 2019 on the TV this weekend.
Yeah. I was going to be there, and I just got so much going on, and I have so much catching up to do.
We'll be talking about Indy in another episode with you heading down. And,
definitely.
Let's talk about some stuff that I don't know about that's on your list, because I love hearing Jimmy just slap you right across the face.
Oh, he does.
It's great.
The little young chap that he is.
So go ahead. Give me another one that's on there.
How about that yellow Cutlass that was on eBay probably a couple weeks ago, stated W31 but had AC? Everybody was ripping it to shreds.
Bogus.
It could be bogus, but, if the guy produced a broadcast card and for some reason somebody wanted AC in it, that definitely could have been done, but I don't think it had any paperwork or anything like that. But
look, when you go to sell a car, whether it's eBay, an auction, whatever, and you say I've got documentation and paperwork, and you show a picture of an owner's manual, the conversation ends right there, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
That car is guilty until proven innocent.
But I got the Chilton's manual in the trunk.
Oh, Jill. Jesus.
Yeah, no, this guy showed binders of the chassis manual. It's
right.
Like, oh, okay, great. So you didn't even use these to put the car together. Congrats.
Right, but think about the technology and the information that's on the internet. If that guy really wanted to get some information on what a W31 is and find out what paperwork is needed, he could have typed in W31 and whatever. There's a bunch of people that could have came up, myself, you, the registry, whatever, to give him a little insight. If he really wanted to know if that car was real, he could have done that, right?
Yeah, that had air, it had power brakes, but
somebody could have added
power
that.
brakes I don't rule out, right? We have
Sure.
Dave, our friend up in Canada, has a power brake car that or somebody added power brakes to the car. So when you look at it, everybody just assumes, oh, that's not right. Well, over the span of 50 years, somebody could have added it.
That's right.
EAC is a little bit harder, right? The firewall is completely different, things like that.
Yep, that's true. Let's the 69 W31 in Puerto Rico. I got a phone number.
This car.
I got
you
a phone.
Love this car.
I love that car.
Why do you love this car?
I don't know because I think it's real. I really do. I don't know.
Well, was it an export car?
No.
You guys, well, that's a question that the casual fan like me doesn't know. Mopar is really known for the export car, the Y code, the special whatnot, and setting them up.
Yeah, the car was still built in Lansing.
Was there anything in the W machines that were export cars on the card?
They all were built
here,
in
and
Lansing.
then someone brought it there.
That's right. Whether they went to Canada, they stayed in the United States.
That's a Mopar thing. A fender tag export car.
Yeah, no, never.
None of that. Okay.
Nope, none of that BS.
So tell me about the Puerto Rico car.
You know, I reached out to him on Facebook, and it looks like they got him in the legitimate website, and I asked them, is it matching numbers? Yeah, and it's a little broken English, but they gave me a phone number, which I never called. So it's got like 10 days left on eBay. I may reach out and just see what kind of tidbits I can find out.
No habla español,
yeah,
señor
something like
Steven.
that.
What you're saying is you really need a translator, right?
Yeah, and I have,
the crowd for.
Franklin, I love you, down in Florida. He works for Garner. I'm sure he could call that number and talk to these people. Find out what the hell it is.
Hop on a boat and head over and look at it.
Whatever.
There you go.
That's all.
So why do you love this car?
I don't know. I just have that feeling it may be real.
What's the color combo? Everything.
Blue with a blue gut bench seat stick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool car. Ram airs on it. The 4-speed shifter's there. It's cool.
No, you don't know anything about the story.
Nah,
when did
nothing.
It go there?
Nah, no pictures of VIN numbers.
Is it on eBay now, or is that completed?
It's on eBay. It's got like 10 days left.
Okay, so if someone wanted to look at that car, we're talking about.
Check it out. 69 W31. It's in Puerto Rico. It's been discussed on a couple of the forums.
Let's do a couple more. What else?
Go ahead, Jimmy. You next.
Yeah, I think the one that we should cover next. It's the Red 70 out on the Pacific Northwest there out of Washington. Red, W31, white stripe.
Yep, Matador
black
red.
Interior, bench seat, automatic on the column.
Cool car. I think Jimmy knows a little bit more of that. Does that have a broadcast card, Jimmy, and all numbers matching?
Yeah, all numbers matching. 255 carb is there. 2 broadcast cards.
Wow.
And it hit. It didn't meet the reserve. I think it was close, according to what we've read here. 16-1.
Yeah, it went to 16-1. That seems a little.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly,
I'll eat crow on that one. I didn't think it would get that high, personally.
Me neither. No. And would I buy it?
I'm sitting here thinking that price is low.
Yeah, but think about it. That car needs restoration. You
So
buy
it's
that.
a basket case as is.
It's a roll. It's a running car, right, Jimmy? But it's a little rusty.
No, it hasn't run, I guess, since the 80s. I wouldn't call it a basket case.
No, it's definitely not a basket case. It's all together.
It's got some rust in the quarters, but Jay, to your point, how do we know if that's low or high? Because we haven't seen, we've seen the yellow car, Barrett Jackson. We'll see what the Thornton car does. I think from there, then we'll know where the market's at. Maybe 16 is high, maybe it's low. I don't know if we really know.
So, depending on how crazy that car gets in Florida this weekend coming up.
The black car really is important
that is
to the whole scene.
Yeah, but it's, to me, in my mind, it's not a good car to gauge because of the color change. That's all I'm saying. Is it reality? No. It's a car that was painted black to go to the auction to get big money. If it does go big, it's going to be
You're babbling again.
I'm sorry. It's not a good, accurate way to gauge the W31 market, that car. That's just the way I'm thinking.
No, but it's going to push the prices up. Of
It absolutely is. If it goes big, the biggest shitbox W31 is going to be worth more money now.
There's the first swear of 2019.
Yeah.
Compliments of Stephen Minore.
Sorry.
Hit him with the email, Steve.
All right. Cass&Ann Performance at sbcglobal.net. Just a couple other things. I'm changing a logo. I've got a couple different little things going on with that.
Yep.
Still trying to work on the website. I've got a bunch of rocket reports that I got to do, and I apologize because I'm behind a little bit, but I appreciate everybody
Medical
being
reasons
patient.
got in the way. We talked about that.
I know,
It's
but
all
I just
good.
wanted to say that.
Give me one more that's going to get dirty.
Which one you want to talk about? You got all right. We got the green one that was on eBay, 70W30 convertible. Or
yeah, let's talk about that one.
All right.
This is a car
This
that's.
is
go ahead.
Yeah, go. I was going to say this one's owned by
Jeff Thornton.
Yeah, your
Brother
buddy
of
there,
Troy.
Thornton. So this was a green gold stripe, gold interior W30.
Yep, gold top.
Missing the drivetrain.
Right.
And it has an OW trans out of another W30, but not that one. So you can't
Right.
really verify anything except
It's got a
it does
broadcast
have the broadcast
card. So that car is always going to be a W30 no matter if there's a 350 in it. I did specifically talk to Jeff tonight because that thing ended Sunday at $50K. $50,000. And that's what his reserve was. He had made the deal with the guy, and the guy was supposed to come pick it up, and he kind of blew him off. So Jeff's like, you know what? I'm going to restore the car. So that's where that thing sits now. In my mind, is that thing worth 50 grand? What is it worth
No
when
way.
it's restored? Non-original tranny, non-original block, but you'll never take away that car is not a W30 because it retains the broadcast card. Is it a blue chip car? No.
Yeah, at this point, what's the whole drivetrain's missing? What's specific then? Like, what do you? You're getting some red fender wells that come with it. I don't think that car is worth half of that the way it sits today.
Yeah, I mean,
because the drivetrain is missing.
Right, but you'll get somebody that sees W30 convertible, one of 168, has the broadcast card. They don't even think about the engine and the transmission. You know what I mean?
So you put $100,000 into that car.
Are you going to get 150 out of it? Are you?
Would you?
I don't think you'd get 150 out of that car.
I don't think so either.
I don't think you will.
I'm flipping through eBay right now while you guys are yapping.
Yeah, what do you see, baby?
And there's something on there right now.
Yeah, I know which one. Is it blue?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in California.
Correct.
Yeah, and that car hasn't. I can get that car sold to a person for like $130.
Okay. It's a 70 Twilight Blue 442 W30
Convertible. Right.
Yep.
Right. Automatic.
Blue, white gut, automatic, white top.
Right. But you know what? Oh my God, what is this?
Oh my God, my old lady
Are you
just
out of your
walked in
mind?
with sausage Sam. Oh my!
Holy shit!
What is this? Like a bacon meatloaf? Oh my God! Sorry, Jimmy. We're eating bacon meatloaf burgers right now.
Oh my God, dude, this is unbelievable.
So this car is on eBay. Claims wherever this dealership is, stock number 6134. It says ultra rare and very correct W30.
Mm-hmm.
And documentation,
Now,
yada, yada, yada.
Just so you know, this car was
150.
built in 1969. If you remember anything about Rocket Radio, we talked about 70 W30 convertibles built in 69. And what doesn't it have on the broadcast card, Jay? Go.
I remember the whole Frank Palmieri problem.
That's exactly right. This is exactly the same example. This car does not have W30 on the broadcast card, but it still retains all of its original drivetrain block.
So this is the same thing as Frank Palmieri.
Pretty much the same car as Frank's, but this car does not have air. And
Frank's is a blue gut. This is a white gut.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
Are the cars close? Yeah. Frank's got his broadcast card. This has got a Protecto plate, and I personally know the owner of the dealer that took that car in on trade out in Washington, Mr. Roberts.
So that's a car we want to follow on eBay and see what
Yeah,
happens.
that's all over the place. I
There you go.
actually had a guy from Canada call me last week and was hot on that car. And he would have bought that car. Now listen to this. He wanted to offer them like 110. Jimmy, you don't even know this. And he wanted to send that to Garner to have him do a frame off rotisserie. So what was he going to have into that car? Think about it.
Two change.
Every bit of
Every bit of
200.
it.
At least.
Yeah. Two change
Now-
to sell it for 130.
Right. Now, listen. The best W30 automatic convertible sold at Mecum 2 or 3 years ago in Indy for, I think it was $209 with the VIG, okay? That car was red white interior, white top, totally numbers matching, broadcast card, you feed in your face, you son
Don't
of a
mind me, I'm
bitch.
eating.
I love it. All right? That car brought 209. So that's the best one. So this guy was going to have pretty much all of that into it.
Gotta keep talking. My mouth is full.
That's all right. So now that's an automatic car. Is Thornton's car worth $50,000 the way it sits? That's pretty much where we're getting at. I don't believe it is. I think Jimmy.
I think where the market's at right now, no. Right? If I go back a few years, maybe.
Right, but
you look at some of these. Look at some of these prices, right, from Barrett Jackson a couple years back. $222,000, $137,500.
Yeah, he's got
$143,000. You know, it's.
And I know
it's
most
not
of
what it used to be. Let's put it at that.
Right. But again, let's see what this yellow car goes. So this guy from Canada might see what that yellow car goes, and it goes for big bucks. He may say, you know what, I'm going to suck it up, and I'm going to buy the blue car. Anyway, I don't care. Whatever. So, well, there's one other car we didn't talk about.
Go ahead. You
quick,
got
quick,
one more.
quick. One more,
Steve. I'm giving you one more.
All right. I got to mention this car because this car was so cool to go see. It's in New Jersey. It's a 70 W30 convertible, burnished gold car. Jimmy, you know exactly what car I'm talking about. I spoke to you before I went to go see it. This is a one-owner car that the son has now. He's my age, and he wants to do a frame-off rotisserie restoration. This car's a numbers-matching W30 convertible, automatic, with the window sticker, which is pretty cool. Is this car a blue-chip car? Hell yeah, it is. Jimmy, what do you think?
Absolutely, it's a blue-chip car, right? It's
the
pedigree, unmatched.
Right.
You know, the guy knows the entire history. It's an awesome car.
Agreed. This, just so you know, Jay, Garner is trying to get this restoration to the owner, Greg. He actually came up this weekend, Sunday, to see my car, to see how good Garner's work is. He's on the fence, honestly. He's on the fence between Garner and there's another restoration place in Indiana, Miller. They're kind of going back and forth a little bit. Greg's he really wants me to be involved with the car, but because of my loyalty to Garner, I'm kind of staying with them. Greg asked me, would you consider consulting the restoration if I had it at Miller's? And I kind of said, I don't have the time. That was a
nice way of saying,
Yeah, but he understands. But he's torn. What else can I say?
But that's a car that's got to be done right.
Absolutely.
Okay? And it goes back to the Black 31. It can't have trumpets that are sticking out the wrong way, or it can't have the wrong hose clamps. That car needs to be 100% correct.
Yeah. What if that car got a color change to black? This car is not going to auction, though. He wants it back the way his father had it, brand new.
Right, but if you're going to make that investment and pay the money to get it restored, that is a significant chunk of change. You need to have it done correctly.
Yeah, and I've told him that. That car's got to be done perfectly, because that car is going to be worth big bucks. And I told him. I don't sugarcoat it. I don't want to, because listen, if I told him that car's worth $50,000 and he starts talking about that online and says, "Hey, Steve Minore only told me this car's worth $50,000," that's like a pie in the face. The car's worth $100,000 all day long, no matter what. And I told him that, and he started welling up. Even if he invests $100,000 in that car, it's still going to be worth every bit of two in my eyes.
So we start peaking again to the 2005 numbers, and if this gentleman wanted to unload the car, there's a chance he'd be at the 200 plus across the block.
Yeah, because this car is a true blue chip car. I mean, the window sticker and the broadcast card, as far as my eyes, are in the same value. So you got to have either one of those. If you have both, that's even better. But if you don't have the broadcast card, you need the window sticker. If you don't have the window sticker, you need the broadcast card.
If you agree with Steve out there in Rocket Radio Land, send him an email. Hit him with the email.
CassanPerformance@sbcglobal.net.
There you go. We got Jimmy McKeague on the phone.
Else?
Give me an email, Jimmy.
WMachineRegistry@gmail.com.
And give him the web address of the new registry.
Yep, W31registry.com.
Give it up one more time. Jimmy, say goodbye to the people. Folks in Rocket
Jimmy.
Radio Land, Jimmy McKeague on the phone.
Great.
Guys, thanks so much. You're the best.
There you go. Stephen Minore, my partner in crime. Minore. Hit him with the email one more time.
Gassan Performance at spcglobal.net.
Check him out on Facebook and Twitter. I'm DrJay. Hope you're listening every
Jay.
week. We got
Thank
a new
you.
one coming up. Indies coming up. We'll talk about that in episode 2.
New
this
intro.
Weekend, Barrett
Outro.
Jackson. The outro is right here. Hope you guys are digging this.
Yes.
2019 is here. Season 2, episode 1. We're out of here!
Done!